Believe it or not, this enchant loadout that you see on screen right now is going to be the best enchant loadout to do the most amount of damage as possible and break the most amount of breakables as possible. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the Pet Sim 99 video. Today I'm going to be going over the new Valentine's tower update, and I'll be showing you everything that you can do to get yourself the most amount of tiles and build your tower as high as possible, as well as get yourself a ton of these new Valentine hearts. Now before I get into that, if you enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget that once I reach 30,000 subscribers, I will be hosting a massive 50 huge pet giveaway on Pet Sim 99 and a 5 huge pet giveaway on Pets Go. But until then, I'll continue to give away at least 10 huge pets every video, and if you want a chance to win one of these huge pets, all the giveaway information will be in the description. Now getting into today's video, today they released the Valentine's tower update. So basically the point of this update is that you have your own Valentine's tower, and as you're breaking breakables, you will unlock tiles which will build your tower even higher and unlock islands that you can go and fly over to, which contain huges, and if you get high enough, even Titanic, as well as an increased huge chance as you go even higher. Now they also added this Valentine's machine over here, which you can use to turn your Valentine hearts into love gifts. Now I'll talk about these gifts and why they're good in a little bit. However, with that being said, it's clear that the main goal of this event is going to be doing as much damage as possible so that you can get your tower as high as possible and also get yourself a ton of these Valentine hearts, since breaking these breakables as fast as possible is really going to be the only way that you can increase the amount of Valentine hearts that you are getting while AFKing, which you will see as I'm talking about the enchants. So with that being said, the first thing I want to talk about is enchants. Now this is actually probably going to shock you. Believe it or not, this enchant loadout that you see on screen right now is going to be the best enchant loadout to do the most amount of damage as possible and break the most amount of breakables as possible. Now this might shock you, and I'm going to explain. As you can see, I currently have one huge pet equipped, and this is just going to help me ensure that I can tell whether the enchants are working or not. And starting with magnet enchants, as you can see, I do not have any magnets equipped, and every orb that is getting dropped is coming to me immediately. So using a magnet is not going to be needed. Next, I want to talk about strong pets books. Now you might think that this is going to increase your damage, but it is actually not. So the damage that you're doing actually depends on what kind of breakable you're breaking. So I'm going to be looking at how much damage this pet is doing when it breaks the crates. As you can see, when it is breaking the crates, it is doing 526 damage. Now, if I put 2 strong pets books on, which is the maximum amount that you can use, as you can see, I am still doing 526 damage on these crate breakables. So believe it or not, strong pet books will not actually help you. Now moving on to critical books. Now these books technically work. As you can see, once I equip them, I am getting more critical hits. However, the critical hits are not doing more damage. So using critical books will give you more crit hits. However, the crit hits themselves are not actually going to do more damage. And next, I want to talk about speed books. Now speed books are going to increase your speed as well as your pet speed, allowing them to get to the breakables faster, which obviously lets you break more breakables faster. So as you can see, the pet is moving around kind of slow right now. I mean, he's a little fast, but he's not super fast. However, if I were to put on a few of these speed books, now he is practically teleporting. So yeah, using speed books will help them get to the breakables faster, allowing you to break more breakables faster. So speed books do help and will work. Now moving on to the more niche enchants. There is an enchant called Explosive, which gives your pets a chance of exploding breakables, allowing you to do damage to breakables around it. As you can see, if I equip it, this enchant does actually work. I will wait for it to activate. As you can see right there, it just activated and dealt damage to all the breakables around it. So yeah, using this enchant is definitely going to help you break more breakables. Now moving on to Fruity. Fruity does work and will help you, so I would definitely recommend using a Fruity book, since it will help increase the strength of your fruits, which will not hurt. So yeah, definitely use a Fruity book. And then since we do know that speed does actually work on the pets in this event area, I would recommend using a Happy Pets book. It will help your pets move even faster and attack quicker. So with that being said, you now have an enchant loadout that looks like this. Now all the other exclusive enchants like Boss Chest Mimic and Chest Mimic do not actually work in the breakable area. I'm not sure about Breakable Mayhem enchant. That is a little tough to test unless I actually get myself the huge or the Titanic, which is really tough to get. So you can use that if you want. However, personally, I like to fill up the rest of my loadout with anything that will help me while I am AFK hatching. So if you're going to be AFK hatching while you are AFKing this event, this is going to be the loadout that you're going to want to use. Obviously, the exclusive enchants are up to you and they're pretty expensive, so those are not mandatory. But the ones on top here are going to be mandatory for doing the most amount of damage as possible. Now, Believe it or not, you can actually do even more damage than just this, and that is going to be by not AFK hatching the egg, but AFKing the breakables over here and tapping them. So if you really want to do the most amount of damage as possible and get yourself on leaderboard and give yourself a boost in the amount of Valentine hearts that you're getting, since obviously breaking more breakables is going to give you more of these, then I would definitely recommend AFKing the breakable area by tapping them. Now you can AFK tap by using an auto clicker, but personally I like to use a macro called Tiny Task, which will be linked in the description. And basically I just record myself clicking across the breakables, and then I have it repeat those actions over and over again. Now, if you do decide to do this, your enchant loadout is going to look a little bit different. So these 4 enchants, if you're going to be AFKing by tapping the breakables, you're going to do a ton more damage. As you can see, just by tapping, these breakables are disappearing basically. So this is definitely going to help you do a lot more damage and get your tower as tall as possible. And now your enchant loadout will look more like this. So depending on what you're going to be doing, I would use this enchant loadout if you're going to be tapping the breakables as you're AFKing, or an enchant loadout pretty similar to this if you were going to be AFKing the eggs to give yourself a chance of getting one of the new huges or even the new Titanic. Now, before I quickly talk about the boosts and potions, I am going to quickly check my mailbox. If you want to donate to me using the mailbox, my username is loopedmuffin_RBX, and I appreciate all of the gifts that you guys send me, but I'm only able to shout out anything over 5 million diamonds in wrap or any exclusive pets. Thank you so much, Nev, for the Matroski Capybara, and thank you so much, Soldier, for the Soul Cat, and thank you to everyone else who sent me gifts. Time to move on to the boosts. I'm going to quickly talk about these. There isn't really much to talk about. As you can see, most of them are active. However, I'm assuming that just like the enchants, most of them, like the ones that increase damage and increase drop rate, will not affect the damage of your pets and the drop rate of the Valentine hearts. However, I would go ahead and use all the boosts and potions that you have just because, like, you know, they definitely won't hurt. But I would definitely make sure you at least have a few cocktails on just for the walk speed and egg luck, as well as some speed potions, since we know that speed does affect your pet speed. Now, one more big thing that you can do to increase your damage is going to be using the best pets that you possibly have. I would recommend using a team of huge pets if you have it, but if not, then definitely use a team of low tier exclusives or your best stat pets that you have, which will probably be the ones from the last event. Now, if you are using huge pets, charms are going to be somewhat useful. I did go ahead and test out strength charms and royalty charms, and the damage does not actually affect your pet damage in the event world. So royalty charms and strength charms are both going to be useless. However, if you want, you can definitely use some lightning charms and some agility charms, since these will both help your pet do more damage. However, I did try to test the TNT charm and I couldn't get a TNT to spawn, so I'm not sure if this works, but I know for a fact regular TNTs don't work, so it would make sense if this charm did not work. And with that being said, they did add one more thing that will help you hatch more huges and Titanics, and that is these 2 tower stacking boosters. Now, if you can get your hands on a few of these, I definitely would. They're a bit expensive for my taste right now, but once they drop in value, I will definitely be buying some. Or you can also get them as a drop from the loved gift. So yeah, I can already tell these gifts are going to be pretty good. With that all being said, if you found this video useful or enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget that once I reach 30,000 subscribers, I will be hosting another massive 50 huge pet giveaway on PetSim99 and a 5 huge pet giveaway on Pets Go. If you have any suggestions, drop them down in the comments and I will try to get to them. But I hope you all have an amazing day and good luck grinding. Congratulations to this user for being the first person to comment on my last PetSim99 video with their Roblox username. You have won yourself a free huge pet. Don't forget to turn on post notifications to be notified when I upload and increase your chances of being the first commenter. And to answer your question, I will be making a Pets Go video soon, but only once I find something that is actually video worthy. It's time to roll the winners of the giveaway for my last PetSim99 video. Since this video did not reach any of its like goals, I will only be giving away 10 huge pets. Now, the usernames of all the winners will be shown on screen at the end of this time lapse. Congratulations to all of the winners.